any question regarding the previous lecture, if you have, you can ask me before proceeding to the next lecture. So let's proceed with our today's lecture. It's our 11th lecture for Introduction to Digital Technologies. And today we are going to start our fifth learning outcome, in which we will understand the implementation of new digital solutions. Whenever you are working in an organization or you are running a business, when you want to make some changes, you need to implement a proper strategy that will help you to maximize the productivity of your system. So let's suppose you are going to implement new digital solutions. So it's a whole process that you need to manage. In order to manage the whole new implementation, you need to achieve all the objectives and the goals of the implementation so that you can get the better results. So that's the reason we are going to discuss this step in a proper way. And we will start it with outline the ICT project management process, in which we will discuss the management process, like how we can do the management of a process project that we are going to run. Let's suppose you are going to introduce new digital technologies into your office, and people will face new things in their office and they need to work on it, and ultimately you need to do proper evaluation of that so that you can better get the better results. So in order to make the process smooth, you need to do a proper management, and for the sake of management you need to apply multiple techniques, and also you need to use different softwares and all the other components that are needed in the management process. We will discuss them here. And the second thing is to outline the development process, how we do the before development, we need to move to the management of a project. And once you are going to do the management properly, then we will focus on the development process. We will see the steps behind that development and also we will work on them, like how we can proceed with them. So let's start with the ICT project management process. ICT projects are the basically the IT projects that are related to somehow computers and technologies and the advancements in technologies. So the IT project management is a process of managing, planning, and developing information technology projects. IT projects exist within a variety of industries, including software development. This is something that is related to the projects that are the part of the organization. It could be related to the software development, information security, information system, communication, hardware, network, databases, and mobile applications. So all these components, all these industries are the ones in which we can deal with IT projects. Like our IT project could be of any of these industries or the departments. So once you have choose which one is your desired industry or the side on which you are going to work on, then you need to do the project management. Let's suppose you are the one who is dealing with databases. It's also an IT project. You need to do the proper management. And if you are working with information system, you need to also if you are going to make the implementation of new digital technologies into information system, then definitely you need to do the management process of that system too. So any process, any project of IT or ICT project will definitely need the management process. So we cannot specify a single industry or term in which we can relate the management process. Any project of the IT needs the support of the management process to get the maximum results. IT project developers deliver a product or service while managers handle IT project management. Managers are in charge of communicating expectations and keeping projects on track and on budget to ensure the IT projects run smoothly. So if you want to run the IT project smoothly, you need to make the proper management process that will help you to manage the deliverables, the people who are the part of that organization, and also you can produce the expected results that you are working on. So, what are the phases of IT project management? Basically, as an IT project manager, you can accomplish complex tasks more effectively using the 5 phases of IT project management. Here we have 5 phases of project management that we can use to solve the complex problems and we can manage them easily. Each phase has different milestones that drive the project lifecycle forward. Let's suppose you are working at a at first stage. Once you will complete that stage, it will get you closer to the project life cycle, so that you can say that you will move forward to the next step with the accomplishment of the previous step, and it will let you understand that you are performing the complex tasks very easily. Whether you are managing sprints of an agile project is a methodology that we can use for the management, the development in the development process of the softwares or applications. And in that, we have the sprints. You can say that these are the deliverables that you need to provide at any cost. Even if you are not being able to complete the task, you cannot exceed the deadline. You still need to provide the deliverable at the time that is being discussed. And if it is not completed, then you can ask for for the division of the task into subparts, so that you can get time to perform on other tasks, and then you will resubmit it. But you need to submit the deliverable in agile project at any time, at the at the fixed time that is given to you at the time of the beginning of the project. So map out your next project using the 5 phases below. So it's something that will help you to map out your project that you are already working on. So the first phase here is the initiation. During this phase, what you need to do is you will determine the need of the for the project and create a project proposal. Project proposal is something that will help you to understand what you actually need from the project, and the developer who is going to create what they are going to create. And let's suppose as a developer or as a project manager or management software, what you are going to do, you are first going to get the needs from the stakeholders, so that you may understand what you are actually going to do. Once you know the needs, then you can move forward with the project. And definitely, to create a project proposal, you still need the needs of the project so that you can manage them easily. The project must also be viable for the team and the company at large. During this phase, make sure to also confirm the project is worth the allocated time and resources before moving forward. So this is something that at that time you need to fix all the things, like whenever the deliverable will be submitted and how they will proceed with the system, and when will they deliver, and how efficient their working should be. So everything will be the part of this proposal. And after proposal, or you can say that initiation project phase, you will move to the planning phase. And in this phase, it's a collaborative effort between you as a IT project manager and your team. The team is the one who are going to work along with you, and they will be the one who are working with you, and you all are a team. So what you need to do, you need to make a collaborative effort and plan the whole process, like how you are going to work in the overall process. Planning for the project involves setting budget, identifying risk, and creating clear goals for what you hope to accomplish. In the first phase, you have got the needs. Now you have created the proposal. So at the planning phase, what you need to do is you need to identify, as per the needs, the budget that is required, so that you can share it with the company or the organization in which you are working. You need to identify the risk that could occur, and also you need to create the clear goals for what you hope to accomplish, like what are the expected results from that process that you are going to perform. A roadmap template can help you plan goals that you can then refer to throughout the project lifecycle. This is something that is basically like you can get multiple online templates that you can use to plan your goals, so that you can achieve them in the expected time, and you can work on them very easily. There are some free templates as well, and some of them are paid. Once you get a template, you can easily make a planner for you and your team, and you all can collaborate with each other on the basis of that planner. The next phase is the execution. This phase is something when the team sets deliverables for the project. IT project managers play a crucial role by delegating tasks to hit milestone and keeping communication open among all team members. So let's suppose you are working at a project with a team of 10 members. So you need to set the deliverable for each of the members, so that no one can say that he or she was not conformed with the task that they need to perform. Once they have assigned a deliverable, they need to work on it, and ultimately they will deliver it at the given time that is already set. So once the milestone is done, then they can communicate with all the team members and they can ask for other tasks, or also they can proceed to the next phase of their work. And this is something that is really a most important step of the overall project management, because once the deliverable is set and as per the expectations, you can say that the overall goal is achieved. Use team collaboration software to ensure everyone is on the same page about who's doing what by when. So this is something, there are multiple kind of softwares. First, if we are talking about the project management plan or process, there are some softwares that you can use for the whole process. But we can also have some processes for the, you can say that for each of the phases that we have about these projects. So let's suppose you are working at the execution stage, you can use some collaboration softwares. It will help you to understand that everyone in the team is working at the same page, or you can say that the pace of every worker is the same. Everyone is working with same dedication level, and as a manager, you can easily track which team member is working on which criteria and what are the results and what when will they deliver the deliverables. Everything will be on the same page for you as a IT manager, and you can easily track the execution of each task. You may need to revisit the project plan during execution, and why we need to do that, as projects often experience changing during development. So you need to track the project plan by the execution phase, so that you can understand your execution is working as per the plan or not. If it is not as working as per the plan, you need to make some changes into the plan, and ultimately you will move forward to the next phase, which is to monitor and control. During the execution phase, use IT project management software to track your team's progress in real time. It will help you to see either they are working properly or not. We know there are multiple monitoring softwares that we can use, and it will help you to monitor the time, cost, scope, quality, and risk of the project itself. So there are some already defined or predefined measures on which you will track or monitor the progress of the overall project. And using this project roadmap, you can evaluate whether the project is on track with your project proposal and goals, or course correct if necessary. So this is something that you can go with. There are multiple softwares that are used for monitoring. You will choose the one and you can monitor the overall productivity and the all the other components that we have discussed. It will help you to in, enhance the productivity, because once you are tracking everything, you can inform the people who are working to make the changes if there is any change needed, and they will make the changes. Ultimately they will work in a better way, and the efficiency will also be increased. And the final stage here is the closure, which is once the project is complete, the closure phase begins. In this phase, ensure all work has been completed, approved, and move on to the appropriate team. So this is not only if you have completed the task, it's fine. Once you have done the task, then you need to have the approval from the manager or the higher team. So what you will do is you will get the work done, then you will get the approval of it and move that project to the next team. Let's suppose that you have created some software product for the organization, or some you are going to introduce some software applications into your organization. You will move the uh, concerning software to the team who are going to use it, and once they approve the overall criteria, like they are easy to work on it or they need some changes, then if they have been satisfied with everything, that's the time to close the project. It's also important to take some time to review any lessons learned during the project and determine what went well and what didn't. So at this stage, you will get to know if there are some changes needed or everything is working fine. Let's suppose if something needs to be changed, you can change at this time. The closure phase is crucial when it's because it empowers your team to review and improve future methodology. So it will help you to make the new things involved into your methodology that you are already working on. So it will be a helpful thing for you all. So these are the stages of the project management process. And if you people have any question, you can ask me. And if you guys don't have any question, then I will ask questions for you. So let me know if you people have any question.
No, there's no questions.
Okay, Abdullah, just let me know, what do you understand about the planning phase? Like, what is the role of planning phase in project management process?
Planning phase in project manager is kind like so we work as a team and do our budget and thing everything.
Okay, on. I have a question for you. You need to answer it, and you need to let me know which kind of software could be used for execution phase we have discussed in today's lecture. So you just need to let me know. Aspa, please let me know what we can monitor with the help of monitoring softwares. We have discussed multiple components in our slide about which we can monitor. I'm going to move forward, and it's something in our project management process. We have a proper project plan on which we work on the different components. So the project plan, what it is actually, it's the controlling document to manage information and communication technology project. The project plan describes the interim and final deliverables of the project will discuss or deliver. Managerial and technical processes necessary to develop the project deliverables, resources required to deliver the project deliverables, and additional plans required to support the project. In this project plan, we need to discuss each and every deliverable and the necessity of the project. We need to make a final documentation that will help the overall organization or all the team members understand what the requirement of the project and what are the resources that need to be managed before proceeding to the other things. So the first thing in this is the uh, project purpose, scope, and objective. So at first you need to describe many considerations of scope and objective to be included from the project for the deliverable. Ensure that the statement of scope is consistent with similar statements in the business case, the project charter, or any other element, system level or business level document. So it should be related to the business case, like in which business you are working with, so that it can relate with the needs of the business. Identify the and describe the business or system needs to be satisfied by the project. So here at the first stage where you are discussing about the purpose, scope, and objective, you need to identify each and everything. Scope is something that is related to the need, like why you are going to create this project, what is the reason behind this creation process. And also you need to discuss the objectives. Objectives are something that are basically going to be the part of it. Provide a concise summary of in this step. You need to give a summary in which you will add the project objectives, like what are the things that they need to work on, the deliverables required to satisfy the project objectives, and the methods by which satisfaction of the objectives will be determined. And you will also describe the relationship of this project to the other projects. If appropriate, describe how this project will be integrated with other project or ongoing work processes. This is something, let's suppose you are going to create add any digital solution to the organization, just like a software application, you are going to system. So already there are some work process is ongoing. So what you need to do is you need to give them understand the relationship. Like the employees or the team members who are going to work on the new system, they must understand first the thing that they are going to introduce will be used in the system, and how they will proceed with it, what will be the things that are similar in both of the projects or the software applications, or what are the new things that you are going to incorporate. So everything should be explained well to them so that they can understand the relationship between them. You will provide a reference to the official statement of project requirements in the business case or the business project charter, in which you get to know what you need to create in the project plan. So you will add the requirements in this too. Then you will move to assumptions, constraints, and risk. Once you have described the purpose or objective of the project, and you need to identify the risk. What could be the assumptions? What could be the risk? What could be the constraints of this project? Describe the assumptions on which the project is based. Describe the imposed constraints and risks on the project, such as the schedule, budget, resources, quality, software to be reused, existing software to be incorporated, technology to be used, and external interfaces. These are the main things. Like assumptions are something like whenever you have done make created the schedule, you will share with all the team members. They need to follow it. If you have a defined budget, you will follow the budget and you will make everything under the budget so that budget may not exceed and ultimately you don't need to suffer from different kind of constraints. Budget constraint is something that will stop you from working, so you need to make sure that you are making a proper balance on it. You will check the resources, you will check the quality of the product, and also the softwares that are already working and but you could use them, and the technology that you can use, and the external interfaces that are being used in the system. The next thing is the project deliverables. Identify and list the following as required to satisfy the terms of the project charter or contract. Project deliverable either directly in this plan or by reference to an external document. It's related to something else. There are in multiple project planners, there are the project deliverables that are created in a separate documentation. So you can reference to that as well. You will find the delivery dates on which you will deliver the work done, delivery locations, and quantities required. Specify the delivery media, which kind of media you will accept for delivery. Specify any special instructions for packaging and handling. So this is the general project deliverable for all kinds of projects. If you are working on manufacturing a product project, it is something else. And if you are working on a services project in which you will provide the software, then the process is same, the deliverable is same, but you can move with your requirements, with your needs, and ultimately it will be depending on your needs. Schedule and budget summary. Provide a summary of the schedule and budget for the ICT project. Restrict the level of detail to an itemization of the major work activities and supporting process. So give only the top level of work breakdown structure. So you don't need to give the details about each and everything. And suppose you want to create the front end of a software, you can only let them understand about the pages that you are going to add. Suppose that or something. If it is about some of the real estate or the website, then it's something else. If you are going to work on some software or the website related to the project name. Let's suppose we are going to create a website in different web pages. We'll make them separate by the names of the pages. Let's suppose the contact or many other pages that you're going to add. You don't need to add the details about each and every page, like what will be added to the home page and etc. So you will be restricted to the top level things only. Then the next is the evolution of the plan. You will identify the components of this plan to any standard. The structure of this project plan is in compliance with the recommendations of IEEE standard. So you will follow the standards that are already given to us. Specify the plan for producing both scheduled and unscheduled updates to this plan. Specify how the updates to this plan shall be disseminated and how the initial version of this plan shall be placed under configuration management. You will also specify how changes to this plan shall be controlled after its. The whole process is based on the evolution, like what will be the result of the other thing. I suppose you have done one thing, you will check either it's according to the recommendations that are given to you or not. Is everything working as per the schedule? Do you have any new updates to be added? If they are, then what are the initial versions and what are the things that you are going to create in them? and you will specify how changes to this plan shall be controlled after its issue. And after that, you will add the references. You will provide them with a complete list of all the documents and other sources of information referenced in this plan. You will identify each reference document by title, report number, date, author, and publishing organization. This is a criteria that is given to you to encode the references in our project plan. And you are basically in our project plan. This is how you can add your references. You will identify other reference sources of information such as electronic files using unique identifiers such as path for name, date, and version number. Identify and justify any deviations from the reference standards and policies. So after adding all these things, like this is something that is related to project plan. We have discussed the stages of project management and we have discussed the project plan, how we can create and what are the that is part of the project plan. Now we are going to see what type of IT management tools should be included in project management. So if you are doing the project management, tools can keep your project team organized and informed from project initiation to closure. We have discussed all these phases. We have discussed them in detail. So if you want the whole process as organized and informed, you can use the management tools. These tools help visualize each team member's role in the project and show the team's project's progress in real time. We have discussed there are multiple kind of tools that could be used in the each phase. We have discussed about some tools like the collaboration tool and multiple other tools that could be used as per the requirements of the phase, and you can use them to make the project working in a better way. So for all type of IT projects, there are some charts which are basically there are three kind of charts that we create. The first one is REI, stands for Responsible, Accountable, Consulting, and Informed Chart. This chart will help you clarify the roles and responsibilities of your team members when working through projects. So you will define all the roles and responsibilities. The types of project management tools. So the first one that we can use for all types of IT project is our ACI chart, which is basically stands for responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed, in which you can track everything properly. And this is something that will let you understand the roles and responsibilities of your team members that are working through the project. For each task or deliverable, designate which team member or stakeholder are responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed. So you will set the deliverable for each team member, and all these four components will be tracked for each member. And these charts are basically the ones that could be used in all types of IT projects, as there is always a need for clarification among team member responsibilities. So it's better to give them all the roles and responsibilities separately and make the chart for everyone for all of the requirements that could be used. So it depends upon the person who is going to use the tool. Either they choose that to chart or the next one that is used in the project for the projects with task dependencies in which one task is dependent on another. We can use the Gantt chart. Gantt chart, named after Henry Gantt, is a horizontal chart used to illustrate a project timeline. So we can illustrate the whole project with a proper timeline with the help of Gantt chart. Each bar on the chart represents tasks in the project, and the length of each bar represents time. So how long the project this task will take is defined in the Gantt chart properly, and it helps team visualize what work needs to be get done and how tasks affect one another. Like waterfall, we have discussed the waterfall model. Waterfall model is the one in which we can go with the flow. Like you need to complete the one step in order to move to the next step. You cannot complete two steps simultaneously, or you cannot move to the next step You need to complete one step in order to move to the second step. If your project involves many dependent tasks, in other words, tasks that rely on one another, then this is a great tool because your team members can see if and where tasks overlap. So they can easily manage as you have the defined overlapping of the tasks in the Gantt chart. Next, for the projects that require tasks with small incremental changes, we can use Kanban boards. These boards show the work breakdown structure of what stage each task is in. So you can see either it's in working stage or not, if the employee is task or properly or not, if it is under the rest state or you need to track the working, then you can easily get to know if the worker or the employee who is assigned to that role is working on it or not. Using Kanban boards in IT project management can help your team balance their work responsibilities and see other team members' available capacity. If one member is having the less responsibilities and is free most of the times, then you can assign them other roles so that you can have a proper balance between the responsibilities of all the team members. These boards work well when your project requires tasks with small incremental changes, so you can easily make the changes between the roles and responsibilities. These task board allow team to break down tasks in checklists and progress stages. So you can check the task by, as we have the small components, so we can easily track them with the help of checklist, either it's working on the go. So these are the tools that you can use, and this was the whole project management process. Now the next one is to outline the development process. We are going to continue with this process. If you people have any question from the previous process or the whole question, you can ask me. And if you don't have any question, let me know. In the product development process, the product development is both an exciting and difficult endeavor because you can see that the development process is, although it's an exciting process whenever you are developing some of the products or services, it's interesting. But once you get to know the difficulties of it, you can consider it a difficult task as well. From initial ideation to research and prototyping, no two product launches are the same. So there are multiple products that are being manufactured in the world, and there are lots of development processes that the processes or the products following. So there is a general process that can help you get started with the product development process. So if you want to produce something or develop something, either it's a software product or a hardware product or whatever the product is, what you can do is you can consider the general process that is same for all the products. The product development process describes the 6 steps needed to take a product from initial concept to market, final market launch. This includes identifying a market need, researching the competition, ideating a solution, developing a product roadmap, and building a minimum viable product. So this is something that is the whole process you need to do for the development process of any product that you're going to produce. So before proceeding with to the process, you need to do a proper research on the market so you can see the competition or the need of the product. Either you are going to produce a required product or not, and also you can move to the other other steps after seeing the worth of that product. So what are the 6 stages of product development? These are the ideation, definition, prototyping, initial design, validation and testing, and go to market. These are the 6 steps that you need to follow in the whole process of development process. So let's see them one by one. So the first stage is the ideation, in which you can get the idea about the needs of the product, what the team members in free brainstorm where all possibilities are welcome. So you will get the requirements or the needs of all the stakeholders, all the team members who are the part of the project. Brainstorming is a technique that is used to gather the information from the people, so you can easily get the idea from a bunch of people. You can ask them different questions and they will let you know their about the about the need, either it's needed for them or not. No filters, just everyone dumping their ideas on the table. This is something that that is getting all the ideas from all the people, because you are brainstorming them, you are getting their ideas about what should be the part of this product, and they will share all the ideas. It's not filtered, it's not directly related. There may be some of the requirements that are not relevant, but what you need to do, you need to welcome them all so that you can get the maximum results. Don't let the freewheeling nature of this exercise go off the rails. While brainstorming sessions can be catalyst for wonderful innovation, so you don't need to rush in if you are getting not relevant information. What you can do is you can get wonderful innovations from it. So just go with the flow. We believe in consciousness ideas management that led to customer driven roadmaps. So the sum of the guiding questions that you can ask them might be: what's the customer profile that you want to target? What's the problem you want to solve for that customer? Do other products in the market already solve this problem? Are there gaps in how these competitor products are currently solving the problem? What are the most important functions that your product needs? And what insights emerge from a SWOT analysis and or feasibility studies? So these are the questions that you can ask while getting the ideas about the project requirement, and it will help you understand the things, because this will grab the required and the relevant information from the team members. So it's good to ask them the questions that are related to them. Another option to consider at this stage is Camper model. This acronym guides through a series of questions about your existing product with the intention of reimagining the possibilities. Here are the main Scammer prompt and a few illustrative examples. First one is the substitute, in which you will glass straw instead of plastic. So this is something that is basically giving them a suggestion. This will be better from this. So this is a substitute to give them an option that is more um, better for them. Then the next one is combine a backpack with a built-in water bottle. So this is you can say that this is an offer that you can give them so they can be more interested in your product. Adapt human joint supplements that work equally well for dogs. So this is something that you can give them an idea about the things that is adaptable and anyone can use them. Modify its example is to luggage that collapses for easier storage. So what you can do is you can use some bags that you can minimize their size, and they can easily be used for the minimum products if it's needed. So these are the basically things that you can give them through to get their ideas more clear. And then put to another use, feminine hygiene products were used as filter in face masks during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is something that's basically making the edge. You can give them the ideas about the product and they can use them anytime. Next is to eliminate at home ordering of prescription eyewear, thereby eliminating the of the very play. So this is something that you can eliminate from the whole system. Reverse and rearrange interchangeable components from mandatory fertilizer and more. So this is the whole process and you can use this and give them a better result, or by using this product we can create this thing. This is something that you are giving them the words to use for, and once they get the idea they will create more better ideas. Then after ideation, we have a next process, which stage, which is the definition. Once the team starts to coalesce around the great idea from the stage one, idea so some team members will be taken to jump straight into product design. Resist this temptation. So they will definitely ask you to create the product design as per their requirements that they have shared. Stage two is all about refining the product strategy before any further resources are invested. So here, the first thing is to define the requirements that we have gathered in the first stage, and also we need to do the processing on that information. We will get the refining process done so that we can eliminate the unnecessary things and we can add the necessary things that are not the part of that document in the first stage. And here the components are the success criteria, the business analysis. In the success criteria, you will define your success metrics, like what is the measure of success that you are giving them, and it will ensure that you can accurately measure and evaluate the project success. You might focus on KPIs, which are the key performance indicators that let you understand the conversion rate. Conversion rate is something on which if you are doing some online business, the people who are going to click on your website and they are not interested in your product, and if they are interested in your product, it will increase the conversion rate. If they move back without doing anything like making any order or adding thought, then this is something that decreases the conversion rate. So key performance indicators help you to maximize the success criteria. Like you can check the things that are not being trusted by the people, so you can modify them and add some new things to it. And select more customized goal that suit your industry and product category. Then you will do the business analysis. This step begins the process of clearly defining the product roadmap. Your business analysis should provide a comprehensive overview of the product distribution strategy, marketing and sales strategy, and a more extensive competitive. So you will do the analysis of your business thoroughly and you will give the proper analysis of the strategies that are being used in your organization. Then third step in the defining process is using selling propositions. Aim for a single concise statement that defines the problem that this product is solving and how your product does the better than alternatives. So here you need to give the unique ideas about your product. For example, the eyelash growth serum, known as Lattice, for was first a medicated eye drop that treated elevated intraocular pressure. So this is something that was used for some of other medications, but now they are used as an eyelash growth serum. The patients using the eye drop began recommending it to their friends and family for growing longer, fuller, and darker eyelashes. As a result, this eye drop was a competitor to eyelash growth serum. So this is something in which they have added some uniqueness to their product, and ultimately this has become something that it was not before. Then marketing strategy, you don't need to detail every piece of micro content at this stage, but it's important to start brainstorming the ideal marketing strategy. Definitely before creating any product, you cannot define the marketing strategy, but you need to align the strategy that you can use while marketing your product. It will help you to like create the channels and you can easily make the relevant audience interested in your product, even if it's likely that your final marketing strategy will need to shift significantly. Considering marketing early on help product team maintain a holistic view of all the important variables. So it's not a necessary thing to define the strategy at first, but it will help you to create the process smooth. The third stage here is the prototyping, in which you need to create a prototype. Prototype is something like a sample of the final product. Whatever you are going to create, you will create a sample of it and you will test it. Either it's working fine, then it's good to go. Otherwise, you will make the changes into it and you will move forward. Having a prototype in hand is often a crucial step for engaging key stakeholders like media and early adopters. So definitely this is not the part of it and ultimately stakeholders may become worried about it. So you need to satisfy them without media options. The goal of prototype is to have a working model that paves the way for the development of a minimum viable product. So in order to create that product, it will give you a way to proceed and it usually speeds up the development timeline. Your initial prototype could just be detailed schematics, but for digital product, you will likely want to progress to a digital prototype fairly quickly. So it's very rare to arrive at your finished product after just one prototype. So don't be discouraged if several attempts are required because once you create a prototype, the people or the stakeholders will test it and they will give you the requirements that are not being present in your prototype. You will create that and you will share it with the stakeholders, and again you will get some of the things that must be the part of it, and you will again make the changes. So this is not a one time process, you need to do it again and again in order to get the exact results. But it helps to make the final product at the higher accuracy level. It will enhance the overall quality of your product because you will create the product in a one term by creating the final prototype of the project. And the prototyping phase also typically involve further researching and refining your business plan, addressing topics like market risk research and development strategy. What is market risk research? You will see the product delays can be prevented by identifying potential risk before the full deployment of development resources. So if you are going to do the market risk research, it will let you know if the product that you are going to create will be purchased by the people or not, or it's a very off thing that you're going to create. It's particularly helpful to circulate an identified risk to the team via a risk register. Let's suppose you are creating a product. If we are talking about a physical product, you are creating a seasonal product, and the season in which you are producing that product is not that the season for that product, then definitely you need to wait for the season to arrive, and it is not a good thing to create a product that is not in its season, and ultimately it will not be purchased by the people at that time. So it will be a risk for you. Definitely you are going to add the investment and you are investing your capital, so definitely it will be a worrisome thing. So you need to do proper risk research before creating your prototype. Development strategy, this is your plan for how tasks will be assigned and the timeline for those tasks. So here you will create the timeline as well. Then we have the fourth stage, which is the initial design. With the MVP prototype in hand, now we have the prototype. Now you can easily advance to a full mockup of the product. You can easily create the product. But in the initial design, definitely you first need to create your design. So there should be some of the things like resources and update stakeholders. In the resources, the physical product will need to source material, establish manufacturing and other vendor relationship, and determine which material to order and which to create on your own. So this is something that in which you need to first finalize the resources. Like the if you are creating some product, you need to see the raw material that is needed for the product and you need to arrange it. For digital products, this stage might include seeking additional UX or UI design resources, selecting a server farm, and preparing your own data infrastructure to accommodate the new product. So, this is how you can proceed with the digital products. Update stakeholders. Maintaining consistent communication with the entire product team is another way to confirm that your initial design is headed in the right direction. So communicate with them properly and let them know what you are going to add into the design. Circulate weekly or even daily status report, and it will help them being informed. And also you can ask them if there is any necessary or leftover necessary that could be part, and also you can get their approvals on that design as well. Internal progress report can also be repurposed into external facing marketing material that build anticipation and excitement for your product. So this way you can create the more interesting product. You will gather the feedback. Time for feedback at a minimum. At the initial start design, you will get the feedback. Once you have discussed everything with the stakeholders, you will gather their feedback, what they think of the product. This should include senior manager and all product stakeholders. However, some organizations use this stage as a soft or beta launch to also get customer feedback on the product functionality and user experience. So here, you once you can get the feedback from stakeholders, you can also get a pre-launch or a soft launch of your product so that you can get the feedback from the real customers, like the people who are going to use your software. You can get the idea from them too. And here is a tip, which is to instead of broadly asking what do you think, create a standard list of questions to organize and manage responses. Make sure that at least one of the question invites constructive criticism. So you can get their idea, and if you will create a proper questionnaire kind of thing that will help them answer the question easily, it will be a good thing for you to understand the response. And also There should be at least one question that will ask them to share their thoughts, and it will be a constructive criticism because you will get to know about the things that you have not mentioned in your survey or the questionnaire. So this question will also be a very important factor of gathering the feedback. Then the next stage is the validation and testing. Once the initial design produces rare review, your product needs to be more rigorously validated and tested before moving on to a full market launch. Definitely, you have created the initial design. Now you need to launch the product. So you are testing the product. You will see either if there is anything that is not the part of your product, you can add it. So ultimately, this is the stage in which you will check the standards, either the product is on the correct standards or not. Then the first step here is the concept development and testing. A successful prototype is not the same thing as a market ready product. During concept development, you will invariably identify issues from development to marketing. This is the whole process that you will follow that need to be resolved before the product is ready for the full launch. For digital product, this might require software development or design revisions. So if you are creating some of the software products, then after the initial design, you will move to the product, or you can say that the software development process, and the software will be developed, and then it will move to the testing phase again to see the development is done properly or not. Ask internal team members to test the product functionality, and even if we did a beta test during the initial design stage, we recommend inviting another group of beta users to assess the product's functionality. Like it's a thing that will be working on test. Like you will test the product again and again so that you can get the better results of it. So if you have done the beta testing once during the initial design stage, you can go for another test so that you can get the exact results. Then you will test the front end. Here you will check the functionality, like if there is some of the icons or the buttons clickable or not clickable. So you will see the whole front end, you will see the privacy compliance, and you will see all the potential customer facing errors that could be the part of the, and you will test it thoroughly from top to bottom. You will see all the links, all the buttons, all the clicks, and everything is clickable or not, everything's functionality is working fine or not. This includes ensuring that any e-commerce functionality is stable enough for launch. Next, you will test marketing. Even marketing plans need to be tested. Yes, validate your strategy and its associated tactics. On the technical side, this would also be the time to ensure that all campaigns are optimized, categorized appropriately, and ready to hit publish. So you will test your marketing properly so that you can get the exact plans and what you need to follow thoroughly. Then our final stage is go to market. Here you will do the development done. It's finally time to implement, and you go to the market strategy. And here you will commercialize your concept and officially launch your product on your website or whatever you are going to publish on. So the first one thing that you need to work on here is the product development. Having completed multiple prototypes and rounds of revision and updates, you are now ready for full production of your physical product or final development for software products. Make sure that your development team is working with the final prototype and MVP iteration so that the most up-to-date specifications are used. So this is about the development process, and this is about the products that are being developed. And if you are working on the digital components, e-commerce implementation will be used, making all the digital components of your product live. Require additional layers of testing to be certain that the live product is functioning as it did during the earlier front end testing phase. Let's suppose you have checked your front end. Now you need to see either the product is working fine on your e-commerce application. Once you have created it live, you need to do the testing. Like you will check all the components and then you will move to the ongoing marketing. Although your marketing strategy should already be at the implementation stage, marketing is not a one and done activity. Definitely, you need to consider if the product need team needs to support ongoing marketing efforts, and also if that strategy you are using is not working fine, you need to change it on the go. Product led marketing campaigns can be very effective, which requires ongoing collaboration between product and marketing team. So there must be a team collaboration between you, like your product and the marketing team, so that they can understand either the product is working fine or not. If the team is not well known of the product, then they will not be able to market the product properly. And there you have it, your final product is out there in the market. But after you pop some bubbly to celebrate, make sure to revisit those success metrics you established early on. So you have created some of the success criteria in the beginning. You will check them either they are established or not, they are working fine or not. This helps you gauge team performance and also identify improvements of or the opportunities for subsequent projects that we're going to do in later on. So it will be helpful if you will check, have you got the success criteria established or not. So this was the whole plan, basically the development process. So if you have any question, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can choose one question of your choice and answer it. This is all from my side. I'll see you in the next class. Till then, take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.